Hey everyone, if you're actually wondering whether Kevin Samuels told me to get therapy, you can go ahead and ask the therapists yourself, okay? For anyone that's looking for any type of therapists, relationship therapist, childhood trauma therapist, singleton therapist, couple therapist, IAIW therapists are the ones to go to. And you can make a booking, a one-to-one booking at www.iamoverwhoiwas.com. Thank me later. Okay?
These are important questions we as women need to be asking ourselves. And I have warned you that these are ways that you have heard it from a woman, but hearing it from Kevin Samuels may not be as nice. And that's why I have warned you. Don't be that 35-year-old woman that regrets putting in the same effort she was putting into her career, making money, being that independent woman in basic relationship skills. She's now crying with 6 cats at home due to loneliness, due to lacking the correct communication skills on how to keep a man. Don't be that woman, ladies. Now I've got 7 warnings for you guys. 7. These warnings I must say before the video continues, because as you can read by the title, Kevin Samuels made me get therapy. Now that may be true, that may be a lie, but by the end of this video you guys can confirm to me whether it is true or not. So the 7 warnings are that if you listen to Kevin Samuels and you take in the right information specifically for you yourself, you can guarantee yourself, ladies, you can guarantee yourself that you will attract older, or if you're not particular about the age category, you will attract yourself stable guys, and you also know who you need to be with that matches your compatibility age mentally. Second warning is, if you set standards for him, you need to be aware that you would have to question whether you meet the similar or same standards for yourself. As in, if you have 7 tick boxes for the man you require to be with, do you tick 7 boxes of your own? You will also need to know that self-confidence is in line with self-discipline. Are you disciplined in all areas of your life? And I mean all areas of your life. Question mark. Can you take criticism? The third one is, can you take criticism? You don't know how to take criticism. And if you don't, that is a skill I'd advise you learn. Teach yourself. Force yourself to understand. And not positive criticism, actual criticism that you can learn from. I guess we could call it positive criticism, because if it works in your favor, it is positive criticism. And number 5, which is major key. Have you had therapy? Have you had therapy? Have you had therapy? Have you gone into booked sessions, shown commitment, been disciplined in the fact that you don't want to be the same person you was before? You don't want to allow childhood trauma to affect your future children, to affect your future relationships, to affect your mindset at work, to affect your mindset on a daily basis. Have you done something about it? And the something that I'm talking about is therapy. Number 6 is, are you ready to keep a man? You may know what it takes to get a man. You look beautiful, you put your eyelashes, you wear your highest heels in your closet. But do you know what it takes to keep a man? Most men say that there isn't much that it takes to keep a man. So why is it we have many single women? And why is it we have many single men? Is there something that we as ladies can do? So many questions are coming from this question alone, but we're still on number 6. And lastly, number 7. What are your priorities that make you happy? This is the most important question, because if you know what makes you happy, you will then be able to know, does it align, and question yourself as to whether it aligns with future projects, with being able to balance your priorities with the fact that when you decide to have a family, are those priorities still going to align with that? When you decide, or when it happens that you get married, or you become a fiance, or you get into a relationship, are those priorities still going to be in line with where your life is in that time? These are important questions we as women need to be asking ourselves. And I have warned you that these are ways that you have heard it from a woman, but hearing it from Kevin Samuels may not be as nice. And that's why I have warned you. Kevin Samuels, if you do manage to watch this, I'd like to give you a salute. I ain't a PhD, but I got a degree, so I guess that allows me to humble myself. Just kidding. But anyways, jokes aside, literally, ladies, this video is for my ladies. You ladies know that I love you with all my heart. Like, being a pro woman, being a woman that considers the feminine or the gender that we are and the power that we carry as women, I am here for it, okay? Like, never doubt it. But today, this is a video to exude femininity. I could have come with a t-shirt, a blazer. I could have come with a hoodie, because I love me some hoodies, especially in this cold UK weather. But I thought, let me wear me some pink. Let me show some shoulders, because I really want to exaggerate on the importance on females, black females, on knowing and appreciating what it is you are and how you can go about it to work in your favor. Right. So, how does Kevin Samuels come into this? He comes into this because, as many females that I come across, there are many, many females. I'd say 9 out of 10 females. I'll say 8 out of 10. But I'll say 9 out of 10 because even though, 9 out of 10 females have not been raised with their fathers, or if they have been raised with their fathers have been around, their presence has been felt, but their fathers didn't have much, part to play in their actual upbringing. So you grew up in a single parent household, regardless of whether your father was there or not. That's why I put my statistics so high. You can argue with yourself. Kevin Samuels teaches us about high value men. This is one thing that I've been observing him, I've been researching, I've been watching his videos, I've been following his consistency on sharing this message on high value men and high value women. And one thing as black women we need to understand is that you need to be able to learn how to be grateful with the fact that a black man has taken his time to teach you, or to make you understand what is it men require, because it's just basic knowledge. It's not necessarily you knowing how to please a man because you want to get married and there's no one on the market, or you don't know how. That's just too much to deal with. Just having that basic knowledge puts you 5 steps ahead, because that information has been taken away from us females that have not been raised with our fathers in the picture. It places us 5 steps back. And some females get to the late 30s, and they realize that there's a lot of information that they missed out on, or they learned late in life. That's why I'm here for you guys, all my under 30s, and even those that are 30s, over 30s, that watch this video, to know the importance of knowing about the opposite gender and knowing more about yourself, knowing more about your power, how you can navigate through the world effectively. Kevin Samuels also teaches about playing the game, knowing how to play the game. And what game is that exactly? Knowing whether you have the willingness or not, the willingness to play the game, knowing, how to play the game in terms of extracting that femininity from within, from your tonality, from your body language, to your how you construct your sentences. All these have a part to play. And I must say, literally again, 9 times out of 10 in all the videos I've watched, and I'm telling you, I've binged watched a lot of his videos, many women fail big time on these, areas. It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. He also exaggerates on being healthy, being a man's piece and knowing how to live or knowing how to maintain an alpha male. We hear that saying of alpha males so much, but we need to really understand and gravitate towards being a man's balance. What is the importance of being a man's balance, being a man's piece, and how does it work in your favor? I think a lot of women, don't like to attach themselves to that criteria, attach themselves to that ideology, because they just simply lack understanding of the benefits of doing these things. But of course, all it takes is some research. There's a lot of information that are online. Kevin Samuels is your guy, especially if you want yourself any type of man, any type of race, because as I said at the beginning of the video, that most men aren't hard to please. Men, not boys. Okay. So also knowing the difference between pro woman and feminism, for me, I I wouldn't call myself a feminist. I'm still researching more on that area, but the foundation and the source of where feminism comes from, I don't totally agree with it. I don't totally agree with the what they had in mind, the vision that they had in mind for women in general. I believe that it's more of a westernized idea, and being a woman that is purely African and boldly African and has a deep belief in traditional values, being pro women right now is enough for me. Also, that women, please understand that we this thing about being equal to men, yes, we're equal to men on human levels, in terms of we have blood running through our veins, we have 2 eyes, 2 ears, a mouth, 2 hands, but we are not the same. The same way, look, if in my house I can decorate and fix doors, fix toilets, if I really had to, but if I could choose not to, I wouldn't. And that's where the man comes in, to do the things where, look, I get my manicure done and I don't want to ruin my manicure, so if I had a choice, I wouldn't want to be doing all these manly things, as they would call it, as I would call it. So you need to understand, or come to the understanding, that Kevin Samuels actually just breaks down the fact that we as women, both, it's vice versa, but he really does emphasize on how women can do a better job at being women, not being feminine men, because that's what we've really come to. So knowing how to compliment a man, compliment a man verbally, I haven't really heard about that, but compliment a man in what you can do to, as I said, bring that balance, what you can do to maintain the relationship, what you can do to play your part efficiently, effectively. So a lot of us come to the place where we're fighting biology. When it comes to us, our nature is to reproduce. The men aren't the ones doing the reproducing. That is our nature. The same way we have higher levels of femininity than men, and of course that can be argued too. But if we come down to the roots and the soil and basic biology, being feminine is our nature. Fight it. You're just making life harder for yourself. Another thing that is very important for us ladies, especially if you're after high quality men, and maybe you wasn't really considering them before, but you may consider them now because you're researching and being the better version of yourself, or being the best version of yourself, is what books do you read? Other than if you're studying and if you're doing your master's, doing your PhD, other than that, what in your spare time do you find yourself reading? Do you have a certain thing that you're studying on? But not even just about studying, it's just about mentally stimulating yourself, because that's what high quality men would want. Like it plays part with conversation, being able to talk about things other than makeup, the news, geography. Like there's things that are much deeper than like psychology. And obviously those that have studied psychology have that advance, have that that you're a bit ahead in the game, unless you just studied it just for the sake of getting the degree and you don't want to do anything else with it. However, yeah, consider the type of books you read, because the type of books you read also play a part with your growth, also play a part with the type of intellect and of course the man you will attract, because you are who you will attract. If you That also goes into our next point in terms of therapy. It goes into therapy. The type of person you are, you need to ask yourself: do I have childhood trauma? Am I hurt? Am I broken? Do I in the past did I lack fatherly love that made me do things that out of desperation as to why I would need, or why I would try to fill in the void with things that were not necessary, things that I didn't have to. Like, did you get therapy? Have you had therapy? Are you currently seeing a therapist? That is highly recommended, and I would recommend IAIW, www.iamoverwhoiwas.com for one-to-one sessions, because they are amazing. Literally, they are amazing. A to the M to the A to the ZING. Amazing. One personal advice that I would give is don't date if you haven't had therapy. You are now trying to drag your baggage and problems into a relationship that you want to be healthy, but you yourself are not healthy. And that's not even physically, that's mentally. Being mentally strong, mentally disciplined, mentally healthy is major key. Ladies, please make an effort to get therapy now, today. Okay? Why are you dating, or why does he want to date you? So you need to know that there's a point in your life that you're going to start dating intentionally. And when you're starting to date intentionally, what are your goals? What are his goals? Does it align? These are questions you need to ask. You shouldn't be afraid of asking questions and being able to answer those questions yourself. It shows class, it shows value, it shows intellect. And yeah, ladies, that's literally all that I have for you guys today. I came specifically to share the fact that therapy is needed. Therapy is important in our society, in our community. There's one thing that I always talk about on this channel, what I really emphasize on, is get therapy. Therapy, therapy, therapy. Even if you're in a relationship, you're married, get therapy, couples therapy. IAIW are the people to go to. Trust and believe. You can check reviews if you want to. They have reviews online, and yeah, I'll leave you guys to it, and let me know what you guys think of Kevin Samuels down in the comment section, because I know that there are various thoughts on this guy, but for me, I look past that and I see that he's doing something that's very beneficial. It's like on a lifetime basis. It's priceless what he's doing, and he deserves to have more things that are coming his way, which is more subscribers and all of that, so cut some slack, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.